Good evening, my friends. It's so good to be here with all of you tonight. I feel the energy in this room. I feel the excitement, and I can tell that you're all ready to learn, to grow, to transform your lives, because that's what we're here to talk about, the basic rules for successful living. Now, I know that might sound like a simple topic. Basic rules for successful living. How hard can that be, right? Well, let me tell you, my friends, these basic rules are anything but simple. In fact, they're the foundation upon which all great lives are built. And if you're willing to learn them, to really dive in and apply them to your life, I can promise you that the results will be nothing short of extraordinary. You see, too many people these days are just sort of drifting through life. They wake up, they go through the motions, they come home, they go to bed, and they wonder why they're not experiencing the kind of success, the kind of fulfillment, the kind of joy that they know is possible. Well, my friends, the answer is simple. They're not following the basic rules for successful living. And that's what I'm here to share with you tonight. These are the principles, the strategies, the mindsets that have helped me and countless others to achieve a level of success and happiness that most people can only dream of. And the best part is, they're not complicated. They're not some secret formula that only a few people have access to. No, these are simple, straightforward rules that anyone can apply to their life. So, are you ready to dive in? Are you ready to learn the basic rules for successful living? Good, because let's get started. Rule number 1, take responsibility for your life. Now, I know that might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people out there are constantly blaming someone or something else for their problems. Oh, it's the economy's fault that I'm not making more money. Oh, my boss is just a jerk. That's why I'm not getting the promotion. Oh, my spouse is holding me back. That's why I'm not living my dream. Well, my friends, let me tell you something. That kind of thinking is not going to get you anywhere. In fact, it's going to keep you stuck in the same old patterns, the same old problems, the same old disappointments. Because when you blame other people or external circumstances for your situation, you're giving away your power. You're essentially saying, I have no control over my life. I'm just a victim of my circumstances. But that's not the way it has to be. You see, the truth is you are the captain of your own ship. You are the architect of your own destiny. And when you take responsibility for your life, when you stand up and say, okay, this is my life and I'm the one who's going to make it happen, that's when the magic starts to happen. Because now, instead of wasting your time and energy pointing fingers and making excuses, you can start to focus on the things that you can control. You can start to identify the areas of your life that need to be improved, and you can start taking the necessary steps to make those improvements. You can start setting goals, creating a plan, and taking consistent action to make your dreams a reality. And let me tell you, my friends, when you do that, when you take responsibility for your life, the results can be truly astounding. Because now, instead of being a passive observer in your own life, you become an active participant. You become the driver of your own success, the creator of your own destiny. And that's the first rule for successful living. Take responsibility for your life. Own it, embrace it, and start taking the necessary steps to make it what you want it to be. Now, the second rule is one that I think a lot of people struggle with, and that's the rule of personal development. You see, too many people out there are content to just coast through life, to just do the bare minimum and hope for the best. But my friends, that's not the way to achieve the kind of success and fulfillment that you deserve. No, the key to success is to never stop learning, to never stop growing, to never stop expanding your horizons, because the truth is the world is constantly changing, and if you're not changing and growing along with it, you're going to get left behind. And I know, it's not easy. It's not easy to put in the time and the effort to constantly improve yourself, to constantly challenge yourself, to constantly push the boundaries of what you think is possible. But let me tell you, it is so worth it. Because when you commit to personal development, when you make the decision to invest in yourself, the payoff is absolutely incredible. You start to see the world in a whole new way. You start to unlock new levels of potential within yourself. And you start to experience a level of success and fulfillment that you never thought possible. And it's not just about learning new skills or acquiring new knowledge, although that's certainly important. No, it's about transforming yourself on a deeper level, It's about changing the way you think, the way you feel, the way you approach the world. It's about developing a growth mindset where you're constantly looking for ways to improve, to evolve, to become the best version of yourself. It's about cultivating the kind of mental and emotional resilience that allows you to bounce back from setbacks and to keep pushing forward, no matter what obstacles come your way. And let me tell you, my friends, when you do that, when you commit to personal development, the doors start to open, the opportunities start to present themselves, the relationships start to deepen, and the results start to pour in. Because here's the thing, the more you grow, the more you expand your knowledge and your skills, the more valuable you become to the world around you. And when you become more valuable, when you start to offer more value to the people and the organizations that you interact with, that's when the success and the abundance start to flow. So, if you want to live a truly successful life, if you want to experience the kind of fulfillment and joy that most people can only dream of, then you have to make personal development a priority. You have to commit to constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly pushing yourself to become better. And that brings us to the third rule for successful living, and that's the rule of goal setting. You see, too many people out there just kind of drifting through life, going with the flow and wondering why they're not getting the results that they want. But the truth is, if you don't know where you're going, how can you ever expect to get there? That's why goal setting is such a crucial component of successful living. When you set clear, specific, and measurable goals, you give your subconscious mind a target to focus on, and you start to put the necessary steps in place to make those goals a reality. And the great thing about goals is that they come in all shapes and sizes. It could be a financial goal, like increasing your income by 20 over the next year. It could be a health goal, like losing 20 pounds or running a marathon. It could be a relationship goal, like strengthening your connection with your spouse or building a closer bond with your children. The key is to make sure that your goals are aligned with your values, your passions, and your deepest desires. Because when you do that, when you set goals that are truly meaningful to you, that's when the magic starts to happen. You see, when you have a clear and compelling vision for your life, when you know exactly what it is that you want to achieve, your subconscious mind starts to work overtime to make that vision a reality. It starts to seek out the resources, the opportunities, and the people that you need to succeed. It starts to prompt you to take the necessary actions, to make the necessary changes, to push through the inevitable obstacles and challenges that will arise. And let me tell you, my friends, when you start to experience that kind of momentum, when you start to see the results of your goal-setting efforts, it's an absolutely exhilarating feeling. Because now, instead of just drifting through life, you're actively shaping your destiny. You're taking control of your future, and you're making it happen. But it's not just about the results. It's about the journey. Because when you set clear, meaningful goals and you commit to pursuing them with passion and persistence, that's when you start to see the true power of goal setting. That's when you start to experience a level of focus, a level of motivation, and a level of resilience that you never thought possible. And it's not just about the big, audacious goals either. It's about setting smaller, more manageable goals, and then celebrating the progress that you make along the way. Because let me tell you, my friends, those small victories, those incremental steps towards your bigger goals, they are just as important, if not more so, than the final destination. So you see, too many people out there are so focused on the end result, on the big win, that they forget to appreciate the journey. They forget to celebrate the small wins, the little milestones that they hit along the way. And let me tell you, that's a huge mistake. Because those small victories, those moments of progress and achievement, they are what keep us motivated, they are what keep us inspired, they are what keep us pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. Imagine for a moment that you set a goal to run a marathon. It's a big, audacious goal, and it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get there. But if you only focus on the finish line, if you only focus on crossing that finish line, you're going to miss out on so much of the joy and the fulfillment that comes from the journey. Instead, what if you celebrated every mile that you ran, every new personal best that you set, every time you pushed yourself a little bit further than you did the day before? Wouldn't that make the experience so much more rewarding, so much more meaningful? And the same goes for a goal that you set, whether it's financial, relationship-based, or anything in between. When you take the time to acknowledge and celebrate the small wins, when you take the time to savor the progress that you're making, that's when you start to see the true power of goal setting. Because it's not just about the destination, my friends. It's about the journey. It's about the growth, the transformation, the sense of pride and accomplishment that comes from setting a goal and then making it happen. And that brings us to the fourth rule for successful living, and that's the rule of delayed gratification. Now, I know that might not sound like the most exciting or glamorous rule, but trust me, it's one of the most important. You see, too many people these days are about instant gratification. They want what they want, and they want it now. They don't want to put in the hard work. They don't want to make the sacrifices. They just want the results, and they want them right away. But let me tell you, my friends, that's not the way to achieve lasting success and fulfillment. No, the key is to learn to delay that gratification, to be willing to put in the time and the effort now in order to reap the rewards later. And I know, it's not easy. It's not easy to resist the temptation of that quick fix, that immediate payoff. It's not easy to put in the hard work to make the sacrifices, to delay the gratification, especially when it feels like everyone around you is just coasting through life and getting ahead. But let me tell you, the rewards, the payoff, the sense of accomplishment that you get when you do delay that gratification, when you do put in the hard work and make the necessary sacrifices, it is so worth it. Because here's the thing, my friends, the people who succeed in life, the people who achieve the highest levels of success and fulfillment, they are the ones who are willing to delay that gratification. They're the ones who are willing to put in the time and the effort to make the tough choices, to push through the challenges and the obstacles in order to create the life that they truly want. And it's not just about financial success either. It's about relationships, it's about health, it's about personal growth and development. When you learn to delay that gratification, when you learn to prioritize the long term over the short term, that's when the real magic starts to happen. Because now, instead of just chasing that quick fix, that immediate payoff, you're investing in your future. You're building the foundation for a life that is truly fulfilling, truly meaningful, truly successful. And let me tell you, the payoff is incredible. When you learn to delay that gratification, when you learn to put in the hard work and make the necessary sacrifices, the results are always worth it. Whether it's building a thriving business, strengthening a relationship, or transforming your health, the ability to delay gratification is the key to unlocking your full potential. So, my friends, if you want to live a truly successful life, if you want to experience the kind of fulfillment and joy that most people can only dream of, then you have to be willing to delay that gratification. You have to be willing to put in the hard work, to make the tough choices, to push through the challenges and the obstacles in order to create the life that you truly want. And that brings us to the fifth rule for successful living, and that's the rule of positive thinking. Now, I know that might sound like a no-brainer, but let me tell you, the power of positive thinking is something that far too many people underestimate. You see, the way that we think, the way that we view the world has a profound impact on the results that we're able to achieve. When we approach life with a positive, optimistic mindset, when we believe in our ability to overcome challenges and create the life that we want, that's when the magic starts to happen. On the other hand, when we approach life with a negative, pessimistic mindset, when we focus on the problems, the obstacles, the things that could go wrong, that's when we start to sabotage our own success. Because the truth is, our thoughts have a way of becoming our reality. The more we focus on the negative, the more we manifest it in our lives. And I know, it's not always easy to maintain a positive mindset. There's so much negativity and uncertainty in the world these days. It can be really tough to stay upbeat and optimistic. But my friends, I can tell you from personal experience, the rewards of positive thinking are absolutely worth it. When you make the decision to approach life with a positive, optimistic mindset, when you make the decision to focus on the solutions rather than the problems, the opportunities rather than the obstacles, that's when you start to unlock your full potential. That's when you start to see the world in a whole new way. And that's when you start to achieve the kind of success and fulfillment that you've been dreaming of. And it's not just about the big audacious goals either. It's about the day-to-day, the small victories, the little moments of progress and achievement. When you have a positive mindset, when you believe in your ability to succeed, those small wins, those incremental steps towards your goals, they start to take on a whole new meaning. They become the fuel that keeps you motivated, the inspiration that keeps you pushing forward even when the going gets tough. And let me tell you, my friends, when you start to experience that kind of momentum, that kind of positive energy, it's truly unstoppable. So if you want to live a truly successful life, if you want to achieve the kind of results that most people can only dream of, then you have to make positive thinking a priority. You have to make the decision to focus on the solutions, to focus on the opportunities, to focus on the things that you can control rather than the things that you can't. And it's not always going to be easy, I know. There are going to be times when the negativity and the uncertainty of the world around you start to seep in, and it's going to be really tempting to just give in to that negativity. But my friends, you have to resist that temptation. You have to dig deep, you have to tap into your inner strength and resilience, and you have to choose positivity. Because when you do, when you make the decision to approach life with a positive, optimistic mindset, that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when the doors start to open, the opportunities start to present themselves, and the results start to pour in. And that brings us to the sixth rule for successful living, and that's the rule of continuous improvement. You see, too many people out there are content to just coast through life, to just do the bare minimum and hope for the best. But my friends, that's not the way to achieve the kind of success and fulfillment that you deserve. No, the key is to never stop learning, to never stop growing, to never stop striving to be better. Because the truth is, the world is constantly changing, and if you're not changing and growing along with it, you're gonna get left behind. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy to put in the time and the effort to constantly improve yourself, to constantly challenge yourself, to constantly push the boundaries of what you think is possible. But let me tell you, it is so worth it. Because when you commit to continuous improvement, when you make the decision to never stop learning and growing, the rewards are truly incredible. You start to see the world in a whole new way. You start to unlock new levels of potential within yourself, and you start to experience a level of success and fulfillment that you never thought possible. And it's not just about learning new skills or acquiring new knowledge, although that's certainly important. No, it's about transforming yourself on a deeper level. It's about changing the way you think, the way you feel, the way you approach the world. It's about developing a growth mindset where you're constantly looking for ways to improve, to evolve, to become the best version of yourself. When you embrace the rule of continuous improvement, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. The doors start to open, the opportunities start to present themselves, and you begin to see just how much you're capable of. So my friends, if you want to live a truly successful life, if you want to experience the kind of fulfillment and joy that most people can only dream of, then you have to make continuous improvement a priority. You have to commit to never settling, to never being satisfied with the status quo, and to always striving to be better. And that brings us to the seventh and final rule for successful living, and that is the rule of giving back. You see, too many people these days are all about taking, about acquiring more and more for themselves, without ever stopping to consider the impact that their actions have on the world around them. But the truth is, the secret to true and lasting success is not in what you can get. It's in what you can give. When you make the decision to focus on contributing, on making a positive difference in the lives of others, that's when the real magic starts to happen. Because when you give, when you share your time, your talents, and your resources with the world, you start to experience a level of fulfillment and joy that you simply can't get from any amount of material wealth or personal achievement. You start to feel a deep sense of connection, a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging that goes beyond just your own individual desires and goals. And the best part is, the more you give, the more you receive. It's a universal law, my friends, that the universe always responds to generosity and kindness with abundance and prosperity. So if you want to live a truly successful life, If you want to experience the kind of fulfillment and joy that most people can only dream of, then you have to make giving back a priority. You have to look for ways to contribute, to make a positive impact, to leave the world a little bit better than you found it. Whether it's volunteering your time, sharing your expertise, or supporting a cause that you believe in, the act of giving back is the key to unlocking a level of success and fulfillment that goes far beyond just your own individual goals and desires. So there you have it, my friends. The 7 basic rules for successful living. Take responsibility for your life, commit to personal development, set clear and compelling goals, learn to delay gratification, maintain a positive mindset, embrace continuous improvement, and focus on giving back. If you can master these 7 principles, I can promise you that the results will be nothing short of extraordinary. But it's not going to be easy, I know. There will be challenges, there will be obstacles, there will be moments of doubt and uncertainty. But if you stay true to these principles, if you stay committed to your growth and your self-improvement, I can assure you that you will achieve a level of success and fulfillment that most people can only dream of. So, let's get started, my friends. Let's put these rules into practice. Let's start making the necessary changes and taking the necessary actions to create the life that we truly want. Because the truth is, the world is waiting for you. The opportunities are out there. The resources are available. And all you have to do is make the choice to step up and claim them. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go out there and win the day before it even starts. Thank you, and God bless.